All right, thank you for joining us today at this free trucking master class. We're going to be going over how to start your trucking business, a profitable trucking business, the right way. We are Nyla Logistics. We were founded in 2022, providing dispatching, trucking, and bookkeeping solutions. We later added on our educational piece, which is the programs and memberships, helping dispatchers start their dispatching business and truckers, owner operators getting their MC authority, and just and step by step, basically just walking you guys through the compliance and just everything that's needed to starting and scaling a trucking business. We don't just move freight in cars, we build sustainable trucking businesses. And here's how. Randy, he's been in the trucking industry for 17 years as an experienced CDL driver. He has operations and administrative management background, as well as business owner. So he has a deep understanding of load planning, broker communications, compliance, carrier operations, and real trucking challenges. So we don't just teach trucking, we live it. Myself, I'm Moniqua. I have experience as business and financial, a strategy expert. So I work with businesses on just consulting operations, any insurance and benefits that they may need, structure, compliance, and just really like the financial organization and planning that a lot of companies need. So I am multi-licensed, a multi-certified professional, and a multi-business owner. So we combine trucking expertise with real business structure and strategy, proven results. Let me try to move this out of our way. Okay. Our mission is to help carriers and entrepreneurs build profitable trucking businesses and dispatching businesses, as I stated before. Avoid those costly startup mistakes and operate legally and strategically. That's how you scale. You scale with systems, not with chaos, not guessing. What makes us different, we understand both the operations and the business infrastructure. So we focus on profitability, not just the revenue, not just making money. We teach real systems, not the social media hype, not the quick, get rich quick, just real systems. And then we also provide strategy, not just dispatching. So yeah, it's just a little bit more about our experience in the trucking industry. And what prompted us to start Nyla Logistics, and really just like educating and supporting those coming into the business, or even just feeling maybe, those feeling stuck and just ready to really like grow and scale. Because the trucking business is very profitable. So I don't blame you all for wanting your cut. The reality of trucking, profitability requires careful planning. So yes, like I said, trucking is profitable, but the margins are tight and they demand careful planning. There's no way to skip around it. So business structure, basics for success. The first step is you want to pick your business structure, whether it's a LLC, an S corp, whatever you want a business entity to separate you from your business, and it also helps with legality in case of like being sued or anything like that. And you want an EIN, so filing with the IRS, a business banking account, and an operating authority, so an MC and a DOT, not just one or the other. Startup cost. So when you're starting your trucking business, it's not as simple as, okay, let me pay for my authority, and then let me find a truck. You got to actually add more pieces to it. So permits, your maintenance reserve, trailer if you need one, which it will save you money having your own trailer. Your truck purchase, whether you're renting or you're leasing, um, or just buying it outright. Insurance expenses, and then your down payment on your truck. So the difference between an owner operator and a fleet owner is an owner operator is a one truck operator. You have a truck and you're driving it versus a multi-truck business. You have a truck and you have multiple trucks. You may be in one or you may not, but you have drivers driving those trucks. How trucking businesses generate profit? Your gross revenue minus your expenses is your net profit. And we're going to go over the importance of cost per mile, which is how you're making the money out there on the road. So understanding that your gross revenue is essential for us to sustain success. So you want to, I say $2 a mile is the most common rate per mile, but whatever your rate is, stick into it. So that you're not driving more and getting paid less, or your return to home times and things like that all play into a factor. You want to make sure it's worth it. So 5 biggest reasons trucking businesses fail: cash reserves. So knowing all of those parts and pieces is important. Insufficient funds lead to business failure. So you need to know what all you may be coming out of pocket up front or initially during your startup. Bad loads. So that's contracts that picking up loads that is less than your rate per mile, driving more, as I said, than what you're getting paid. So it doesn't really make sense. And you don't have enough time to go do another load or, et cetera. So insufficient contracts diminish profitability quickly. Being stuck, taking a load somewhere and not having a way back. That's another way. That's something else added into bad loads as well. And it's also part of poor dispatching, which is an ineffective management of the logistic cost profits. So biggest part here, stick to your rate per mile, whatever it is. I say, like I said, $2 per mile is pretty standard. But if you would prefer no less than $3, whatever it is, make sure you stay firm with it and your dispatcher too, or at least close enough to where, like I said, the driving makes sense and the gas as well. Maintenance neglect. So lack of upkeep increases operational risk. That's why that maintenance reserve is very important. Knowing the truck that you have is very important. If they have a recall typically on their tires, expect to have a budget for tires in your maintenance reserve. And that's just an example. And then scaling too fast. Like I said, it's a very profitable industry, but only if you do it right. So scaling too fast, rapid growth without systems, it creates chaos. So smart truck selection strategy, whether you're leasing, whether you're financing, looking into your maintenance records, knowing about your truck, like I said, recalls, or is it typical for this type of truck? Gas, how much gas per mile, things of that nature. New versus used. So just like weighing out your benefits. Would it benefit you to have a down payment and lease one? Or did you find a really nice one, but it's used and you could buy it outright? Whatever you do, there's risk and benefits to both. Just choose wisely. All right, so scaling strategy overview, growing your trucking business. Scaling requires systems that most people never build. It's a lot of guesswork. It's a lot of, I know somebody who did this and they said to do this. You want to start scaling when your first truck is profitable. That is very crucial. Then when it's profitable and you got down how much gas is going to take, your insurance, and you're still able to bring home a nice amount consistently every single week, I would say that's being profitable. You're having a lot more good days than bad. And then you want to add your second truck. And when you add your second truck, then you want to hire a driver. And hiring drivers underneath your authority is very important to screen them, I should say, or just be mindful of who you're choosing because they will be driving underneath your authority. And which means that they have the power to already like to taint your reputation or to help it. And then implement your systems. Have a system for everything. I believe in templates, at least starting out, like I said, until you get your hang on things. We do offer those templates when you purchase an ebook. So that's definitely something I would recommend to help keep you on track, whether it's a budget template, your maintenance template. We have templates for to help you calculate how much you may need for this and that. So I would say it's very important to have your things organized and then having some sort of system in place. What we didn't cover today, we didn't cover the step-by-step authority setup. We didn't cover insurance negotiation, your maintenance budget formula, which we do offer that in our templates that we do offer when you do make a purchase through our website, your profit calculator sheet, your driver hiring system, how to screen your drivers, what to look for. Just because they could drive and they say yes, it takes a little bit more thought into that. As like I said, your authority is very important, your reputation, your ratings. You don't want to set yourself up for failure before you get a chance to really reap the benefits of the business that you're building. And then the scaling blueprint and any other advanced topics that are important for like learning and growing. However, these are the ebooks that I was mentioning before. We have two for the trucking business. If you're looking for a quick read, I would suggest the New Authority Survival Guide, the New Authority Survival Guide, Trucking Done Right. So it's a quick read. It doesn't take out any steps. You still get all the steps that you're looking for that you need, that you may not know you need. You still get the free load boards to help that for you to start out with. The load boards do cost, and really just all the support still, but it's a quicker read, so it's not as in depth as the trucking blueprint, which really explains things a little bit more thoroughly, and all the steps are still in both. So just your preference. I have the QR code here. And yeah, feel free to reach out. If you guys have any questions, please explore our memberships page. Check out our programs, pick the tier that works best for you, and let's build and grow something great.